I never thought the quiet, paralyzed man I'd bathed and fed for 3 years was waiting for the perfect moment to put a loaded gun in my hands and whisper, "Now." If you want to find out why, subscribe right now and turn on notifications. This story changes everything. The alarm beeps at 5 a.m. A black woman in a plain blue nurse's uniform gets out of her small car. She walks towards a huge, silent mansion in the suburbs. Her name is Grace. For 3 years, this has been her routine. Her patient is Mr. Kim. He is rich. He is paralyzed. He cannot speak after a terrible car accident. His eyes are his only window to the world. Grace enters his dark room. He is already awake, staring at the ceiling. She opens the curtains. "Morning, Mr. Kim." She talks to him about everything. The news. Her mother's garden. The silly movie she watched. He never answers. She bathes him with gentle, clinical care. She exercises his limp arms. She feeds him soft food. His eyes, dark and sharp, just watch her. At lunch, she reads from a Korean poetry book she found in the library. She struggles with the words. A single tear rolls from Mr. Kim's eye down his temple. Grace quietly wipes it away. Her touch is soft. His gaze holds hers for a long second. Something passes between them. Not romance. Not yet. Humanity. That night, a storm knocks out the power. The medical monitors go dark. Grace fumbles for emergency lights. In the flickering glow, she sees Mr. Kim's face tense, not with fear, but with alertness. His eyes dart to the doorway. She hears a creak on the stairs. Someone is inside the house. Grace acts on instinct. She quietly locks the bedroom door and pushes a heavy chair against it. She moves Mr. Kim's bed to the safest corner. "It's okay," she whispers, her voice shaking. She stands in front of his bed, a makeshift shield. Mr. Kim's eyes are not on the door. They are burning into her back. He is not looking at the danger. He is looking at her. The doorknob rattles. Then, a man's voice on the other side speaks in low, urgent Korean. Mr. Kim makes a sound, a strained, guttural groan from deep in his throat. The rattling stops. Footsteps retreat. The house falls silent again. The power comes back on. The room is bright. Grace sags with relief, turning to him. His expression is unreadable. But when she changes his bag an hour later, her hand is still trembling. His hand, limp and lifeless for years, moves. Just an inch. His fingertips brush against hers. A deliberate touch. An electric jolt shoots up her arm. She freezes. He cannot move. The doctors were certain. She looks into his eyes. For the first time, she sees not a patient, but a man. A man hiding in plain sight. The morning after the break-in, everything is different. Grace is nervous. The house feels watched. She tells Mr. Kim about the police report. His eyes show no surprise. Only cold calculation. She serves his breakfast. As she turns to leave, his hand, the same one from last night, suddenly grips her wrist. The strength is shocking, iron tight. She gasps, dropping the spoon. He holds her for 3 terrifying heartbeats. His eyes are a storm of warning and apology. Then, his grip goes limp, his hand falling back to the bedsheet as if nothing happened. He is a statue again. But the message is clear. Last night was real. Be careful. A new physical therapist arrives. A man named Leo. He is all smiles for Grace, but his eyes are flat, like a shark's. When he works on Mr. Kim, his movements are rough, almost cruel. Grace hovers, protective. Mr. Kim endures it, his jaw clenched. Leo leaves a business card on the kitchen counter. It's blank except for a phone number printed in red. That afternoon, Grace finds Mr. Kim staring intently at the chessboard in the study. She used to set up the pieces, talking through imaginary games for him. Today, she notices something. The black king is moved from its usual spot. It is now protected by 3 pawns. It is a strategic, deliberate move. A chill runs down her spine. She looks from the board to his room. The door is closed. Her shift ends, but she can't leave. She sits in her car, watching the house. Leo's car is still there. An hour passes.
2.
Finally, Leo leaves. Grace waits, then quietly uses her key to go back inside. The house is dark. She creeps to Mr. Kim's door. She hears a voice. A low, raspy, struggling, but clear male voice. Speaking perfect Korean. It is coming from his room. Her blood turns to ice. She pushes the door open a crack. Mr. Kim is on his bed, but a faint blue light glows on his face. A sleek, hidden phone is in his hand. He is speaking into it, his voice a raw whisper of authority. He is giving orders. Grace stumbles back, her hand over her mouth to stop a scream. The floorboard creaks. The voice on the phone stops. The blue light vanishes. In the darkness, she knows his eyes are on the door. On her. She has seen the truth. The powerless patient is not powerless at all. He is a commander. And she is no longer just his nurse. She is a witness. Grace stands frozen in the dark hallway. The silence from Mr. Kim's room is heavier than any sound. She forces her feet to move, walking quietly back to the front door, then making a show of opening and closing it loudly. "Forgot my bag," she calls out, her voice fake cheerful. She grabs her purse from the kitchen and leaves. In her car, she grips the steering wheel, her knuckles white. She has 3 choices. Run, call the police, or go back tomorrow. Her mind races to the tear she wiped from his face, to the poetry, to the way his hand brushed hers. She drives home. She doesn't run. The next morning, the air is thick with unspoken words. Grace does her duties, her movements mechanical. She avoids his eyes. While adjusting his pillow, his head turns. His lips are almost at her ear. A single, strained, whispered English word brushes her skin. Safe. It's a rusted sound, unused for years. She jerks back, staring. His expression is pleading. The man who gives orders is begging her to understand. She gives the smallest nod. A pact is made. Leo returns for another therapy session. Today, he openly watches Grace. "You're very dedicated," he says, smiling without warmth. Loyalty is so rare. After he leaves, Grace finds a tiny, folded square of paper tucked under Mr. Kim's blanket. She unfolds it in the bathroom. A detailed hand-drawn map of the house's security system with a back hallway circled. At the bottom, 2 shaky Korean characters. She translates them on her phone. Emergency exit. A package arrives. It's addressed to Grace at the mansion. Inside is a simple, elegant black dress with a note. "Wear this tonight. 8 p.m. You are hosting a business associate. Play your part." It's not signed. Her hands tremble. This is insanity. She should throw it in the trash. But at 7:55 p.m., she is wearing the dress, standing in the grand living room she's only ever cleaned. Mr. Kim is in his wheelchair, a blanket over his legs. He looks like a frail invalid again. His eyes meet hers. "Trust me." The associate arrives. A man in an expensive suit named Mr. Cho. He bows slightly to Mr. Kim, then looks Grace up and down with a smirk. The new caretaker is lovely. Grace, following Mr. Kim's subtle cue, serves tea. Mr. Cho talks about shipments, about territory, about the old problem with the docks. He speaks as if Mr. Kim is a figurehead, a ghost. He gets cocky. He mentions reducing Mr. Kim's monthly allowance, cutting into his household budget. Mr. Kim's finger taps once on his wheelchair controller. A hidden compartment slides open silently beneath the chair's arm. The tip of a sleek, black remote control peeks out. Grace sees it. Mr. Cho does not. Mr. Kim's eyes flick to the large painting on the far wall. Grace, her heart hammering, walks calmly to it. "This is a beautiful piece," she says, her voice surprisingly steady. She adjusts it slightly, as if dusting. It's the exact spot Mr. Kim indicated. Mr. Cho rolls his eyes, annoyed by the interruption. As Grace's hand touches the frame, she feels a small, recessed button. She doesn't press it. She looks back at Mr. Kim. He gives one slow, deliberate blink. She presses it. Across the room, a bookshelf swings inward an inch, revealing a dark space. Mr. Cho stops talking mid-sentence. His face goes pale. He knows what that hidden door means. It means the stories are true. It means Mr. Kim's power was never gone, only hidden. Mr. Cho stands and bows deeply, his arrogance gone. My apologies, sir. The old arrangements will stand. Perfectly. He leaves quickly. After Mr. Cho leaves, the house is terrifyingly quiet. Grace wheels Mr. Kim back to his room. She is shaking. Who are you? She whispers. He can't answer with words. He points to his laptop on the desk. She brings it to him, opens it. He types with one slow, determined finger. The words appear. Jae-sung. Not a patient. A target. My enemies think I am broken. You are the only one who sees. I am not. He types more. The accident was not an accident. It was my second in command, Sung. He wants my empire. He thinks I am a vegetable. He sends Leo to watch me and you. The pieces crash together for Grace. The break-in, the rough therapist, the hidden phone. She is living inside a war zone. Why don't you just tell your men? She asks. He types. Can trust no one. My voice is gone. My body is a cage. Until you. He closes his eyes, exhausted. Grace thinks of all the lonely days, her one-sided conversations, her compassion poured into a man the world wrote off. It wasn't wasted. It was a lifeline. She didn't care for a shell. She cared for a prisoner. And he heard every word. What do you need me to do? She says, not recognizing her own voice. He opens his eyes. He types one final sentence for the night. Be my voice. Be my eyes. Be the nurse. And wait. The routine returns, but it's now a performance. Grace and Jae-sung are actors on a stage, with Leo as their audience. Grace talks about her mother's failing health, about her bills, real worries, amplified for Leo to hear. She lets her frustration show. I need a second job, Mr. Kim. This just isn't enough. She watches Leo pretending to read a magazine. He's listening. Jae-sung plays his part perfectly. He stares blankly, drooling a little. Grace cleans his face with a touch that is both tender and full of staged resentment. Later, when she's alone, she finds a plain envelope in her bag. Inside is a stack of cash and a key. The key has a tag for a storage unit across town. No note. She understands. This is her second job. Her alibi. She goes to the storage unit after her shift. Inside is not what she expects. It's not weapons or money. It's memories. Photographs of a younger, vibrant Jae-sung with an older woman, his mother. Legal documents for a charity in her name. Journals. This is the heart of the man, the part he hid from his violent world. He has given it to her for safekeeping. The trust is absolute. She sits on the concrete floor and cries. A week passes. The tension is a wire pulled tight. One afternoon, Leo's therapy goes too far. He applies pressure to Jae-sung's shoulder, a painful hold disguised as stretching. Jae-sung's face contorts in silent agony. Grace snaps. Stop it. You're hurting him. She shoves Leo's arm away. The room goes still. Leo smiles, a cold, victorious smile. Very attached, aren't you? This is what he's been waiting for, a crack in her professional armor. Maybe you know more than you should, nurse. He leaves without another word. The threat hangs in the air. Grace knows she just made herself a target. Jae-sung's eyes are filled with a storm of fear and fury. Fear for her. That night, Grace is too scared to sleep. She receives a text from an unknown number. Check the garden. Now. She looks out her bedroom window at the small yard. Under the moonlight, near the rose bushes, she sees it. A small, dark package. Her instructions are clear. This is the next move. She creeps outside. The package contains a single, high-end earpiece, the kind secret agents use. And a note in Jae-sung's now familiar shaky hand. Tomorrow, wear this. Hide your hair. You will hear me. Do exactly as I say. It's time. The slow burn is over. The danger is here. Grace arrives at work with the earpiece hidden under her hair. Leo is already there, his manner tense. Two other grim-faced men wait in the living room. Mr. Kim has a doctor's appointment. Leo says, not asking. You're coming to assist. It's a trap. They are not going to any doctor. As they lift Jae-sung into a black van, Grace's earpiece crackles to life. Jae-sung's raspy, whispered voice is in her ear. Do not be afraid. Get in the van. Sit where you can see the road. His voice, direct in her head, is her anchor. She obeys. The van drives toward the city's industrial docks. Jae-sung's voice guides her calmly. When the van stops, they will take me out first. You will get out, stumble, drop your phone near the front tire. They arrive at a deserted warehouse. It happens just as he said. As Grace fumbles, dropping her phone, she sees the driver's door is open. The keys are in the ignition. They are brought before Sung, a handsome, smug man in a white suit. Jae-sung, he says, laughing. You look terrible. And you brought your nurse? Sentimental to the end. He monologues about his takeover. Jae-sung hangs limply in his wheelchair. Then, Jae-sung's voice whispers in Grace's ear, just one word. Now. Grace screams, pointing behind Sung. Police. It's a childish trick, but it works for a split second. Every head turns. In that moment, Jae-sung's hand shoots out from under his blanket. He grabs a metal pipe leaning against a crate. With a guttural roar, he swings it, smashing the controls of the warehouse's rolling door. Chaos erupts. The van. Jae-sung's voice barks in her ear. Grace runs. A man grabs her arm. She swings her medical bag, hitting him with the heavy weight of her steel thermos. He lets go. She scrambles into the driver's seat of the van. Jae-sung is fighting, not like a paralyzed man, but like a cornered tiger, using the wheelchair as a weapon, his years of silent fury unleashed. Grace throws the van into reverse, then forward, crashing through a thin wooden barrier to get to him. She flings the passenger door open. Jae-sung. He grabs the door frame, hauling himself in with shocking strength. She floors the accelerator as bullets ping against the metal. They are away. They are safe for 5 minutes. Then, Jae-sung groans, clutching his side. His white shirt is blooming with red. He was shot. No, no, no. Grace chants, swerving toward the only safe place she knows, her own small apartment. In her tiny bathroom, Grace uses her nurse skills to stop the bleeding. The bullet grazed his ribs. It's bad, but not fatal. He lies on her bathroom floor, breathing hard, looking at her water-stained ceiling. The mighty boss is in the one place no one would look, his nurse's home. When the adrenaline fades, a new silence fills the room. It's not the silence of a patient and a caretaker. It's the silence of two people who have just survived a war together. Grace brings him water. His hand wraps around hers, warm and solid. He doesn't let go. Thank you, he says aloud, the two words clear and raw. He tells her everything then in short, painful sentences. How the empire was his father's. How he never wanted the violence. How he built charities with one hand and defended territory with the other. How he saw, in her, a kindness that his world had never shown him. For 3 years, he whispers, your voice was the only real thing. He reaches into his pocket. He pulls out a small, carved wooden butterfly he'd kept hidden. He places it in her palm. My mother carved this. It was her symbol of change. He looks at her, completely vulnerable. Grace, you set me free. Outside, dawn is breaking. They know the fight isn't over. Some will be coming, but they are not hiding anymore. Grace helps Jae-sung to her couch. He sits, and she sits beside him. Not in front of him. Beside him. He is no longer her boss or her patient. He is the man whose life she saved and who, in so many ways, saved hers right back. They watch the sun rise, his hand in hers, ready for whatever comes next. Together.